All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Washington, and we're into the semi-finals. Two very good semi-finals. On the women's side, starting with Rybakina taking on Fernandez. They played twice before. 1-1 is the head-to-head, and then we've got Kalinskaya, Raducanu straight after. They've never played, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun day of matches, and then the men's matches are happening, which is Demonor Mute and Shelton Fekina. But unfortunately, I can't watch those. But we can watch the women's semi-finals, which I think are a little bit more interesting, a bit more high profile. Last time these two played was actually Cincinnati last year, where Fernandez got the win, coming back from a set down. So big effort there, and we'll see what happens in the third matchup. But what's going on? How are we doing, chat? By the way, Fritz lost to Fekina yesterday, which was a bit of a shock. He came back from 5-2 down in the third. Crazy. Would love to see Fernandez Raducanu, but I think Rybakina is going to win. I feel like no matter who wins these matches, it's going to be a great final. Because we could get the rematch of the US Open, which everybody for 4 years has been asking for. Fernandez taking on Raducanu. Rybakina and Kalinskaya have had a really good rivalry as well. Had some really, really great matches. And then any other combination, Kalinskaya, Fernandez, probably not the most interesting matchup out of the four, but it's still pretty good. And then Raducanu, Rybakina, right? That's a great matchup too. So yeah, it's I don't think we can lose with these four players. How's the finger feeling? Actually feels pretty good. It stopped throbbing, so that's good. Now my arm hurts more than my finger now. So the tetanus shot hurt. Now my arm feels like that's stupid tetanus. If my arm hurts more than my finger, so that must be good. But I can't feel my finger feels fine today, which is good. It means it's healing. Cam, have you done previews for these? No, I didn't because I had no time, unfortunately. All right. Speaking of previews, though, I did do a draw preview for the Women's Canada tournament, so go check that out if you haven't already. I'm going to go Rybakina in 3. Rybakina serves and then hits a lovely forehand winner down the line, and it's 15-love. I think it would be good for Emma to win this title. She plays so well. Yeah, I think it would be great for her, right? I think it'd be great for her to get her second trophy and just, more importantly, actually not more importantly, less importantly, but also like just as a bonus, just shut people up. You know what I mean? Like, just quiet down some of the people that just want to just don't like her for no reason, But that's what I'm excited for. If she wins a title, it's like just a little bit of peace and quiet, in the world of in the Raducanu streams and Raducanu world, Everyone just gets a little bit, what are they going to say, right? Just like Sinner winning Wimbledon, it was just like shh. 15-0. By chat, crazy matchups in the first round. I mean, the first round of the men's is kind of a bit in Canada. First round of the women's is crazy. WTA holding up tennis again in the absence of Sinner and Alcaraz. 30-15. Would love Emma to win. Fear she might run out of gas, though. I think if Raducanu plays Rybakina in the final, that will be... I mean, today's match is tough enough. Kalinskaya is no joke. But I feel like Raducanu, if she plays Rybakina, I don't think she beats Rybakina. First serve is a fault, second serve. I think Raducanu rather play Fernandez. As the return goes in front of Rybakina. And that goes in the net from Fernandez. 1-love Rybakina. 1-love Rybakina. All right. Yep, Canada draw is already out. I made a preview about it. Go watch it. All right, Fernandez to serve. All right. 15-love. Nice hitting from Fernandez. It'll be hard taking on your doubles partner. I mean, they're not really like they've just played doubles one time, or one tournament, so I don't know if it's going to be that hard. If they were like Pegula versus Gauff was a tougher matchup because they played a lot of doubles. Rybakina and Raducanu played three matches together, right? I don't know if it would be that hard. I don't think they're that close after 1 week. 30-love. As Rybakina hits it long, and it's 40-love. What do I think about Emma's retirement in doubles yesterday? Effect on today's matches, and also relationship with. Okay, look, I don't think we should be looking into too much of yesterday. Like, I think it's pretty simple, right? Rybakina and Raducanu are both playing semi-finals today. Yesterday, they played a doubles after they already had played a singles match. They pulled out. I'm surprised they even took the court. If they didn't take the court and they withdrew before the tournament, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. We'd be like, well, they obviously pulled out because they want to talk about, they want to focus on the singles. And plus, we did see that Raducanu was struggling at the end of the Sakari match because of the extreme heat. So to then come and play another match when you know you have to play tomorrow as well, I just don't think it was worth it. I'm surprised they showed up. I thought they were just going to withdraw straight away before the match even started. So again, I think we should read into it and be like, oh, they retired. Oh no, something's bad is happening. No, I think it's just all precautionary because today's more important. For them, it's more important. The doubles is not as important for them. Had they both lost yesterday, then maybe they would have played the whole doubles because it's all they had left. But yeah, I don't think the doubles was. I don't think they expected to get that far. So, and they probably didn't expect to get this far in the singles, or at least Raducanu probably didn't expect to get to the last weekend in both singles and doubles, and then have to make that choice. So, yeah, I wouldn't be looking to it. It's not that hard to know understand why. Now, if Raducanu comes out against Kalinskaya and starts getting a medical timeout early and looks fatigued, then we'll talk about like what's going on. But singles players pull out of doubles all the time. You know, when the singles is more important for them. It's normal. As the return goes out by Fernandez, 40 love. Yeah, maybe they had to, like, if they withdrew, they would have got penalized for withdrawing. So maybe that's why they played and then withdrew halfway through. Maybe that's why there was maybe a penalty to that. So yeah. As Fernandez in the net, and it's 2-1 Rybakina. What happened to my finger? I sliced it open. I cut the top of it and had to go to the hospital. But it's okay. It'll be fine. So you think Fernandez has no chance against Rybakina today? No, I didn't. Did I say that? I don't think I said that. I said that I think Rybakina's going to win in 3. But that doesn't... Chat, did I say that Fernandez has no chance? I don't think I said that. Of course she has a chance. She just beat Rybakina last year in Cincy. I think it's also new for Raducanu because she's not used to playing singles and doubles. Rybakina looked like she could play 2 more matches though. Yeah, but Rybakina's match yesterday was also easier. She had an easier match yesterday. So, yeah. It was just the voice in their head that sounded like you. Oh, okay. Kalinskaya is a very tough player, yeah. Yes, she is, especially when she's confident, which she seems to be this week. Can you show us which finger? It's the one with the bandage on it. See, I got a bandage. It's pretty obvious which finger it is. You can see it. It's the only one that has a band. Which finger could it be? I wonder which one he hurt. Oh, I can't tell. It's the one with a big bandage on it. Oh, I forgot which one I hurt. Oh. Anyways. 15 love, good serve. But I know you just wanted me to flip you off. Okay. Well, see, it's this one, and then this one is actually good. See how this one doesn't have a scope? This one's fine, but this one's the one that I hurt. See the difference? This one has no cut. This one's the good finger, and this one's the one that I cut. This one's the hurt one. Bandage, no. See, there's a difference, right? Can you see the difference? Can you tell the difference between the 2 fingers? Good. Okay. There's a comparison for you. You can see. I think you can. Can you tell? Is that a good comparison? All right, 30 love. How much blood did I lose? A little bit. All right, 30 love. There's been an ace from Fernandez, 40 love. By the way, welcome everybody walking in. Don't leave. I wasn't telling you to leave. I was just showing the comparison between which finger is hurt and which one's not. $40 love. Somebody asked about which finger was hurt, so I just had to show them. $40 love. As the return goes in the forehand of Fernandez. Back into Rybakina goes wide. And it's 2-0. Was it just a bad cut, or did you lop it off? No, it was just I didn't cut it off. It just sort of sliced into my finger, so like it just kind of like took a dug into my finger. It didn't like chop it off, and it was just like the corner, like the edge of my finger, so like this part. Like just the corner part of my finger. But the skin stayed on, which was good because it meant that they could like glue it back together. If it had come off completely, it would have been worse. So they were able to like clean it up, and then the skin, they were able to put the skin back on and then like glue around it, so then it all kind of, it will heal way faster. The skin will then like reattach, so that's good. Whereas when I cut my finger, like when I cut my thumb, I cut it clean off, and it took forever to heal because it had to heal, right? Whereas this one hopefully will be a little bit easier to fix. 30 love. Love. As a return from Rybakina goes out. 30-15. Fingers are overrated anyways. No, hands are so important. Like you can, if you had the choice between not having hands or not having feet, 100% take my feet. Like you can take them away. Like you can get prosthetic legs, but hands are so, like they are so like yeah, you can get robotic prosthetics and stuff, but it's like it's not the same. It wouldn't be the same. But the feel and the hands are so important. Like I'm struggling with one finger that's not working properly. Like to do things, like to carry things, like it's brutal. It's just been brutal, you know. Like is it like just one part of one finger that I can't use? Like you know, you can't. Yeah, there's just so many things like you just realize you can't do. Like I can't use chopsticks. That was terrible. When I realized when I got food, I was like, oh shit, I have to use a spoon, and I have to use it like this. I can't write anything because my hand doesn't connect. I can't write stuff, so that's weird. So yeah, it's really man, hands are so important. All right, 3-2. 3-2. Son lost 3 fingers on his non-dominant hand. He's doing okay, but it was a huge loss. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like obviously, like you know, you'd manage, but if you had to, but man, hands are important, you know. When you show the middle finger, what does it actually mean? F you or go to hell? Asking for a friend. I don't know. I was just showing them my bandage. Somebody asked. I don't know what you're talking about. Temperature in Madrid is 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's brutal. Francesca Jones has 3 fingers on and her thumb, and now is top 100. I mean, that's amazing. And more should be spoken about that because, I mean, I couldn't hold a tennis racket and play tennis with one finger not working. Like, she is amazing. Like, she's able to be top 100 player. yeah, I don't know why not. Like, it was spoken about a little bit when she started, but it needs to be spoken more about, because that's incredible. All right, 3-2. Rybakina. Is it a forehand to the back of Rybakina? Back into Fernandez. Into the forehand of Rybakina, who hits it in the net. 15 love. Sometimes I am annoyed to be a WTA fan because they do not promote it as well as they should. Oh, yeah, for sure. The lack of promotion, like, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a big issue. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As the return goes into the forehand of Fernandez, backing out from Rybakina. Into the forehand of Fernandez, who puts it away. 30 love. The doubles guys offered to pay out of their pockets for a doubles marketing guy at the ATP. ATP refused. Really? Wow. Didn't know about that. Who do you think is better, Justine N or Iga Swiatek? Let's wait until they end their careers, and then we can compare. I don't think that's a fair comparison right now. Ask me when Swiatek retires, and then we can do a better analysis. As a winner there from Rybakina, 30-15. Do you think that this will be a Fernandez versus Raducanu final? I don't think so. One of them will lose. I don't know who, but one of them will lose. I don't think we'll get that final. I hope we get that final, though. That'd be great. Fernandez holds 3-0. All right, love 15. Cam, are you diabetic? If you have, to be careful. Why would I be diabetic? What a strange thing to say. Am I diabetic? No, but thank you for your concern. Are you diabetic? If so, be careful. What a strange thing to say. 15-all. As Fernandez in the net, 30-15. And also played in one of the most competitive eras of the WTA. Yeah, well, that's it. We'll wait until their careers are ending, and then we can discuss. Then we can discuss. 30-15. As the return goes to Rafael Fernandez. Rybakina in the net, 30-all. Rybakina's already hit double-digit unforced errors here. Wonderful, keep it that way. I hope I don't plan on getting diabetes, but thank you. 30-all. As the return goes in, the backhand of Rybakina, slice from Fernandez. The backhand of Rybakina into the forehand of Fernandez, and Fernandez hits it out, and it's 40-30. Are you claustrophobic? If so, be careful. Okay, I get it. It's Saturday, everybody's not at work, everybody's at home, and bored as hell, clearly. Just hanging at home. If you're at work, if people were at work, you wouldn't be so creative with your messages. But I get it, it's Saturday and everyone's a little silly. Or bored. Is it a full moon? Is it? Yeah, that's what it is. All right, deuce. As the return goes into the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina puts it away. Advantage Rybakina. Chap. Move on. Move on. As a default second serve. Not even close to a full moon. All right, so there's no excuse. People are just losing their minds because they're bored. I don't want to have to turn members-only mode on for a WTA 500 semi-final. Come on. As Fernandez hits it, so Rybakina hits it out, and we get to deuce. All right, we get the deuce. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve as the forehand goes into the backhand slice of Fernandez. Fernandez in the net, advantage Rybakina. Advantage Rybakina. Serve is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the forehand of Rybakina. Fernandez forehand to the backhand of Rybakina. Into the forehand of Fernandez. Rybakina backhand down the line is a winner. 4-3. Rybakina stays in front. All right, 4-3. All right. So after this, straight after this, we got Raducanu taking on Kalinskaya. And then I think straight after that, oh no, the night session is the men's semi. So you got Mute versus, Demonor. Oof. And Kina versus Shelton. And before anyone starts yelling at me, I can't watch the matches later because I have other things I have to do. I have to leave my house. I have I have to do live things, so before anyone's like, why are we not watching everything you promised? I'm not promising anything, and I didn't promise anything. And I said yesterday that also we wouldn't be watching the men's semis because the scheduling wasn't good, and I have to go out for lunch on an important lunch, so I am not around. So we are watching, and I'm kind of happy that we don't get Fritz Shelton because I really wanted to see that matchup, but if that had happened, I would have been pissed that we missed it. But Shelton Fekina, I'm not as interested in that match. And then tomorrow's finals, we'll probably watch both. I thought this was a week off. It was. So anybody who's going to complain, you tell them that. Why do we never see your wife? Because she's asleep. All right, 4-3. Rybakina. And Rybakina hits a return wide, and it's 15 love. Rybakina looks way better since the WTA barred that creep. But she's so hooked on him, she hired him as her agent. He takes her money. That might be true, but also you just made that up. How do you know any of that? Explain yourself. Because that is wild accusations that you've either come to the conclusion from the limited information you got, or you know somebody who told you this that actually knows the situation. Like, it's either one or the other. But that is a wild story that you've created. 30 love. As with a forehand now into the backhand of Rybakina. And Rybakina hits it out, and it's 40 love. 40 love. Fernandez to level this first set. Very competitive so far, which I love to see. 40 love. As the return goes into the backhand of Fernandez. And Rybakina in the net. And it is 4-4 in this first set. 4 games all. All right, 4-4. Rybakina to serve again. Fekina pulled a rabbit out of his hat yesterday. Yeah. Fernandez won their last match. Yep. I don't know how you find a way to live stream so many matches while still having a life. That's funny. 15 love. As Rybakina serves the fault, second serve. As the return goes in the net from Fernandez. 30 love. I find it funny on everybody's comments on Coach. This is business. Should anyone have the right to tell you who to hire? And remember, I'm a Rybakina fan. Yeah. Anyways, 40 love. Love. As Rybakina serves a let. Serving to the backhand of Fernandez. Forehand of Fernandez. Right back in a forehand to the backhand of Fernandez. She can't get it. 5-4. 5-4. As Rybakina fan, she seems a lot more positive at the City Open. Haven't seen her smile so much in the doubles with Emma. Yeah. We only ever get hearsay unless it comes from their mouth. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Which is so, boring. I'm enjoying the symmetry of Leylah and Emma playing great at the same time again. Yeah, it is fun, isn't it? It does throw us back to that US Open in 21. Also, both were unseeded at that time too, so it's interesting that they're both unseeded here and taking out some of the big names. So it does feel like 2021 US Open a little bit. Is Mirra around? Yeah, she's asleep. She is right. All right, 5-4. Fernandez serving to stay in the set. All right. As with a serve. Return goes in the back of Fernandez. And she wins a point, 15-love. Thank you, Shelley. Appreciate it. Yeah, my finger feels a lot better today than it did yesterday. Yesterday it was... it's been 24 hours now, so yesterday it was still hurting because of just getting used to the bandage and stuff, but today it feels all right. Hopefully that means it's healing. 15-all. Fernandez serves again. Serve again. As the return goes in forehand of Fernandez. Fernandez hits a winner. 30-15. As Fernandez serves an ace, 40-15. As with a fault, second serve. It's Fernandez 40-30. All right, 40-30. As we get to deuce, Fernandez in trouble. Is it expensive? The doctor, the medication, the med, the tetanus shot and stuff? No, it's free. All right, deuce. I live in Australia. It's free. Like, all right, Fernandez serves. Into the back of Rybakina. Forehand Fernandez into the forehand Rybakina. And Rybakina hits it out. Advantage Rybakina. So advantage Fernandez. Yeah, there's an insurance system in Australia. But like you can go and get medical attention for free. At the hospital. I can't go to the doctor for free. But if you go to the ER, it's different. 5-5. How can I be born in Australia? I don't know. What happened to my finger? I cut it. I sliced it in a very annoying spot. I cut the tip of my finger off. Well, not off, but I sliced the top of my finger while I was cleaning something. I was cleaning a filter, a metal filter for my kitchen. And a part of it, like the edge of it was really sharp, and I didn't know that. And I just went, slice. And I just kind of like dug into my finger. So it was a lot of blood. Because on the tip of your fingers, if I had to cut it like lower down, it might not have been as bad. But when you the tip of your fingers, that's where like it's very bloody. A lot of blood. But it's all good now. It's fixed. I got it treated and it's all good. Did you cut into any nerve? No. There was no nerve damage or anything. It was just... It's fine. All right. 30 love. Did I drive myself to the hospital? No. I had to hold my finger so it would stop bleeding. I did the same. Stuck my hand in the sink, the dishwasher, and very sharp knife facing up. My fault. Geez, lots of blood. Yeah. Yeah. 40 love. Rybakina serves in the forehand Fernandez. Fernandez in the net. 6-5 Rybakina. Cut myself on my pinky finger deep and nerves never fully healed. Yeah. No, it wasn't that bad. Even when when they were like assessing it to start with, he was just kind of like I could have gone home and treated it at home and then gone to the doctors the next day, but I just wanted to get it done I was at the hospital already, so I was like, I'll just wait. And I knew they were going to do a better job than myself, so I'm like, I'll just let you do it, and then I'll go to the doctor like next week and have it reassessed. chainmail gloves for all metal cleaning. Very safe. They look cool. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what I'll do from now on. I'll definitely be wearing bulletproof gloves when I'm cleaning. But yeah. It was just an unlucky accident. Just a silly accident. Wasn't like I was doing anything stupid. I was just cleaning. Would have been different if I was acting like a dickhead and then just like running around and then hurt myself because I was juggling knives, you know, or something stupid. You know. So, just a silly accident. Or if I was like, you know, using like using tools or something, or I was like, you know, maybe I was like cutting something. But it's just like I was just like literally cleaning, so I was like, whatever. Could happen to anyone or any time, you know. Just unlucky. But then it doesn't matter because the Rockies won, so my luck has turned around. One of the worries about tetanus is an inability to move the jaw, hence no live coverage. I don't have tetanus. But thanks for like giving me like, you know, something to worry about. Appreciate that. All right. 15-all. And Fernandez serves again. That's a sign to not clean. It's too dangerous. Yeah. I'm never cleaning again. As Fernandez hits a lovely passing shot winner, 30-15. All right, 30-15. As with a forehand out by Rybakina, 40-15. Become a hoarder. It's a great excuse never to clean. Now, see, I have an issue where I need things to be clean. So that's not going to work. I can't live in dirt. All right, 40-15 to get to the tiebreak. We're back and it's out. All right, tiebreak. Who you got, chat? Who's winning this tiebreak? Who is winning this tiebreak? I'm gonna go with Rybakina. By the way, chat, I just want to say this. If any of you DM'd Fernandez the other day, we can't be friends. You need to leave. Get help. And if you know what I'm talking about, you better have not done it. You weirdo. Don't you dare. Don't be weird. All right, 6-all. Rybakina serves. A lot of people going with Fernandez to win, okay? Rybakina takes the first point. 1-love. 1-0. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, good. But if you know what I'm talking about, you better not. Better have not have DM'd her. You creep. What did I do? I did nothing. All right, none of you know what I'm talking about. Good. Good. Keep it that way. One love as that goes in the net from Rybakina. 1-0. No idea what you're talking about. Good. Oh, some of you know what I'm talking about now. Oh, okay. Okay. Deb obviously didn't. Okay, good. Well, that's good. Good, Deb. One all. By a bold move by Fernandez. Like that was some that's that's wild to do. 2-1. To be like, hey everyone, just send me a Nah. Yeah, like that is just such a terrible idea. Asking for trouble. Yeah. She got 100 DMs in day one. I'm surprised it was only 100. That's crazy. That goes out by Fernandez, and it's 3-1 Rybakina. Oh, was her dad's idea? No shot. There's no shot it was her dad's idea. No way. That would be her idea. Three 1. As Fernandez hits a winner down the line, 3-2. We're back on serve. 3-2. Okay, now I'm getting the gist of it. Yeah. Yeah, some people will know what's up. It was a pretty... like, for about, 24 hours, it was interesting. Like, it was an interesting... it was some sort of a story. It's just weird as hell. All right, 3-2. As a return goes into the backhand, but it's a winner by Rybakina. 4-2 Rybakina. They change ends. Rybakina. You must be famous among players, Cam. Even Coachella was picked up by Gauff. Yeah, I mean, I think Coachella, people are, like, I'm not the only person that can put those two things together. I think a lot of people probably could have worked that one out. All right, 4-2. I don't think I can claim that one as a Tennis Talk original. As Rybakina, it's a lovely winner, and it's 5-2 Rybakina. I just DM'd her, trying my luck. Do not shoot your shot. Please, don't do it. Come on. Don't do it. It's so weird. Don't do it. It's not, don't wish them good luck. No, just don't do it. Don't do that. 5-2. As we're back here now from Fernandez into the form of Rybakina. Rybakina to win up. 6-2. Did I DM? I didn't DM. Are you kidding me? I'm married. It's crazy. When I saw the story, I was like, what the heck? Why would you do this? Like, I'm like, Leylah, delete the story. Get it out of here. Don't do it. Don't do it. It must be some publicity thing. As that goes in the net in the return. And it's tiebreak for Rybakina. Why is this thing not working? Rybakina takes the first set. You got married? No, I've been married. All right. Rybakina is going to get back in the top 3? Maybe. What is Coachella? It's Coco Gauff and Alexandra Eala, their doubles name. Or was. They didn't want it to be their doubles name, though. Pretty good set by Fernandez, considering she lost it. Also, no break points in that first set. That's interesting. But Rybakina just too good in the tiebreak. Who said Collins was Gen X? What do you mean Gen X? I don't know. What are you talking about? What's my favorite sport outside tennis? It's AFL. Raducanu Fernandez US Open rematch. Well, she's gonna have to come back and win this from a set down. Coachella is a concert. Mm-hmm. Yep. Correct. Coachella is a festival. Yep. All right. I think we're just waiting for the players to come back in the bathroom. My 92-year-old mum was listening to this broadcast. Hey, shout out to your mum. I showed her your picture, and she said you didn't look like you sounded. She said you were quite handsome. Well, thank you. Shout out to your mum. Thank you for the nice words. I don't know what am I supposed to sound like? I don't get it. It's called Elder Millennial. What? I believe 45 is the youngest Gen Xer. Yeah, I would know. Coachella is the biggest outdoor music festival in California desert for 2 weeks, 2 consecutive weekends in March every year. Modern Woodstock. Yes. And why? Why does that? Why are we doing? What? Why? Who cares? I think we will. Rybakina will win this. Okay. I would love Mute to win. No, Demon is going to win. Demon is going to win. No. Demon or Shelton final? That'd be awesome. Cam, you need to blow your nose. I just saw what's up there. Mod, stop banning people. The only thing you're going to find up my nose is fingerprints. All right. Zverev. Zverev indeed. By the way, good crowd here today. Players are coming back from the bathroom. Whose fingerprints? We don't know. We're still getting, we're trying to find out. Somebody keeps picking my nose in my sleep, apparently. It's weird. So we're trying to figure it out. The police have the fingerprints and they're going to figure out who it is. Am I covering Emma's match later? Of course. You can always tell who is a millennial as they constantly say like. That's the word. What? Who wouldn't want to be a millennial? It's the greatest generation. I mean, I would know. Because I am one of them. We learnt the internet from the ground up. We know we are the children of the internet. Actually, that's not true. That's the generation below who grew up with the internet, but we built the internet. Love 15. As the return goes out from Rybakina, 15-0. Boomers had the best music. I feel like music, I don't think there's one generation that had better music than others. I think all music's been, like, every generation has had good music. 15-0. Like, I don't think one generation had better. I mean, you could just depend on your taste, I guess. Gen X had the best music. Gen X built the internet. It's been around since the 70s. Yeah, but millennials perfected it. I don't even know what I am. I'm on some kind of borderline. Look, you are a human being. That's all that matters. That's it. Doesn't matter what your age is. It doesn't matter. All right, 15:30. Chance for Rybakina to break. Haven't had a break point yet in this match. No good music after the 80s. Totally wrong. There's great music after the 80s. Have you never heard of grunge? Have you never heard of early 2000s rock and punk and, like, hello? Even 2010s EDM? I mean, are you serious? Not to mention, like, rap and hip-hop. I mean, come on. Crazy. 30-0. As that goes out by Fernandez. 30-40. First break point of the day. Punk was 70s, but like early 2000s was early 2000s had some epic shit too. Noisy chaos. Oh, okay. Turn down the volume. Anyways, 30-40. Rybakina goes down the line. Fernandez gets it back. As Rybakina forehand goes cross court. The backhand of Fernandez. Backhand of Rybakina. Down the line. Fernandez with a passing shot. Rybakina volleys. Too good. She breaks. First break of the day. Silver chair. Okay. Weird example. Chad, there is good music in every single decade. You might just like a certain type of music more, but there's good music in every decade. Even like the 2020s. Still, there's good music in the 2020s. It's just maybe not the music you like, but there is still good music if you go look for it. I've been listening to so much Aussie this week, obviously. And I hadn't really listened to, like, had a deep dive into his, like, whole catalog. But, God, his music doesn't miss. There are so many good songs. From Sabbath and from Aussie. Like, I only knew, like, the classics, right? You know, the Paranoid, Crazy Train. But then, like, I've just been listening to everything. Oh, it's crazy. So good. 15 Love. The 2010 onwards have no good music. I'm sorry. That is an L take, and that is not even true. 2010s had some awesome songs. What are you talking about? Like I said, EDM in the 2010s, awesome. And maybe it might not be your taste of music, but epic. Avicii, Martin Garrix, Calvin Harris, David Guetta, Tiesto. I mean, there are some bangers. 30 Love. Today is Mick Jagger's birthday. Hey, love that. 30 Love. A little fault second serve. Iron Man by Sabbath was one of the first guitar licks I learned. Hey, Eric, love that. 30 Love as that goes out by Rybakina, 30-15. All right, 30-15. As that goes out by Fernandez, 40-15. When do you think millennials end and Gen Z begins? Isn't it like the 2000? If you were born post 2000, you're a Gen Z, right? Pretty sure. If you were born in the 90s and 80s, that's millennial. If you were born post 2000, it's Gen Z. Or is it 95? No, it's not. It's 2000, isn't it? I thought it was 80 to 99 was millennial, and then post 2000 was Gen Z, and then like, what is it, Gen Alpha, who is like 2020s onwards or something. Google says 96. All right, whatever. '96. What if you're born before the 80s? Then you're a legend. that goes the net from Fernandez. I feel sorry for the people that were born between 96 97 who are like trying to defend themselves that they're not millennials. So just embrace it, man. Being a millennial is great. We're the only generation, well, we're one of the only generations that know pre and post internet. Like, while we were growing up, internet became mainstream. Computers at home became mainstream. It was like, you know, we got to see the evolution of all the technologies, the evolution of the phone, the evolution of gaming. It's great. The evolution of the internet, social media, it's hit and miss. But still, like, we got to see all that shit. We got to, like, learn it all firsthand because we were in class and we were there before the teachers knew what was going on. So we could play games on like we could play games in class and the teachers didn't know what was going on because they hadn't learnt yet what was happening. 15:30. Whereas now all the teachers are like millennials, so then they all know the tricks. So then the younger kids, they can't get away with shit because the people that did that shit are the ones teaching them now. So they know all the tricks. They can't get away with anything. They can't get away with playing Quake on a LAN server in computer class instead of learning how to use Excel. I mean, they can't do that shit anymore. 30-0. As the return goes to the backhand of Fernandez. Forehand now goes to forehand to Rybakina. Fernandez backhand down the line is a winner. Beautiful shot. 40-30. 40-30. I joined MySpace in 2004, very end of high school. Got to experience middle and high school without social media. Nice. All right. 40-30. As we return now to the forehand of Fernandez. Backhand of Rybakina. Again, the forehand of Fernandez. Rybakina forehand. Rybakina of Fernandez on the stretch. Rybakina goes down the line. Beautiful shot. And Fernandez hits it wide. And we get to deuce. We get to deuce. As the return goes in the back of Fernandez. Forehand from Rybakina. Again, the forehand of Fernandez. Fernandez in the net. Rybakina with another break point. Back when Blockbuster was still around. Chat, you know my stance on this. Video stores will come back. There will be a resurgence. Even if I have to do it myself. As that goes into the forehand of Fernandez. Fernandez somehow hits a winner down the line. We get to deuce. There will be a resurgence in video stores. It's coming back. See, Mia knows. She knows. Then to Mia. 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 What you doing? You alright? Mia. You alright? Hang on, chap. You okay? Whoa, hang on, Bubba. Everything's fine. All right, Deuce. She's all right. She was just not feeling well. But she's okay. What happened to my cat? My cat ran away. But that was like 20 years ago. All right, advantage Fernandez. Advantage Fernandez. Advantage Fernandez as she serves. Into the backhand. Rybakina. Return goes out. And it's 2-1. Rybakina with the break, but Fernandez holds on. I had a car with a cassette tape deck up until about 2007. I don't even think you can buy cassettes then. You probably could. Does anybody still collect DVDs? It depends if you're cool enough. If you know what if you're smart. Depend. I mean, some people say that the people that do that are extremely intelligent. Yeah. Hard copy's always best. See, Jerry's an intelligent person. Jerry knows. My Sony professional Walkman still works. Nice. Remember the Titans on DVD? I got that. We're back in the first point stats, 95%. Yeah, she's serving crazy. One second, chat. All right. 2-1. Rybakina was setting a break. $15 Serving the back and Fernandez. 4-0 from Rybakina. Fernandez hits a winner down the line. 15-30. $15-30. And been ace out wide. 30 all. Is Mirra okay? Yeah, she's fine. She just got a little overheated. But she's okay. As the return goes backhand. Rybakina hits a wide. First break point against the Rybakina serve. 30-40 to get back on serve. $30-40. As Rybakina serves an ace and gets the deuce. Is it just me, or is this second set progressing very slow pace? No, it's definitely slower than the first part of the first set. Still got some CDs, but no cassettes. Yeah, I've started getting into CDs now that I've got that awesome CD, that awesome stereo system. I'm so excited. I just need the cables for the speakers so I can set it up. But I'm so excited to be able to use that. Is it a forehand now? Return to the forehand of Rybakina. Fernandez backhand to the back of Rybakina. It's Fernandez forehand on the stretch. Goes in the net. It's advantage Rybakina. Because Chad, I don't know if you keep up to date with music or anything, but some artists are taking their music off Spotify. And if that happens, how are you going to listen to their music? Just remember that. If you only rely on Spotify, which is, I'm talking to myself here because I use Spotify a lot. If that's the only way you listen to music and the songs you want to listen to aren't on that platform, what do? Then you have to go find it. So you're better off having it just like having movies. You use Amazon Music. See, I don't use that. YouTube, yeah, YouTube have it too, true. 3-1, by the way. Some are taking music off YouTube as well. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if that all happens, same with movies, right? That's why I always tell you, like, you might not want to, like, have DVDs in your house, but, like, just have your favorite stuff. That's all you need. Just have your favorite movie. So that way, if anything does happen, you can always, even if you have a power outage, you can, or like the internet goes off, you can still watch stuff. You know, you still have things to do. Just have like 5 to 10 of your favorite things, favorite movies. That way, you can. If anything happened, you could always still have something to watch or entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, King Gizzard. Yeah, that's who I was referring to. And another band as well that I heard. Love 15. As we serve again. Return goes into the forehand of Fernandez. Fernandez in the net. It's Love 30. Still use iTunes, although the name has changed to Apple Music. Yeah, fair enough. That's cool. I never used... I probably did like an early iPod days, but... Love 30. As return goes to forehand of Fernandez. Backhand from Fernandez now goes long, and it's Love 40. Rybakina to get the double break here in the second. I have 200 plus CDs. Cool. Love 40. Love 40. As your return now goes wide by Rybakina, and it's 15-40. How do you use DVD? How do you watch DVDs in a power outage? Well, you get a portable DVD player for like $50. 15-40. Or, like I said, I corrected myself and meant if your internet goes out, you're screwed, right? As Fernandez serves an ace. All right. Still break point, though. 30-40. Probably got Raducanu taking on Kalinskaya straight after this match. Fernandez serves in the backhand of Rybakina. Return the net. Now it's deuce. Fernandez surviving. We get the deuce. Computers getting rid of CD and DVD drives is another crime against humanity. Well, you can buy a portable. Just buy one, a USB one. I got one. I got a USB. What is it? A USB thing. All right, forehand to backhand rally as Fernandez on the stretch. Rybakina backhand down the middle, goes in the net. And it's advantage Rybakina. Just get a portable external player, a DVD CD player. USB, you can just plug it in. It's super easy. I have one, but why should I have to buy it? Yeah, I mean, I get you. I'm the same. Like my laptop, all my stuff, my PlayStation has a CD DVD drive, but yeah, most of my stuff doesn't have it. Just doesn't come with it anymore. Modern computers don't have them, but you can always buy an external one. You know and they're cheap. You know they're like you can buy it. Here it is. Yeah. See, I think it was like $15. Easy. Backhand goes in the corner. Fernandez down the line for a winner. Fernandez holds. That was a good hold from love 40 down. All right. Fernandez leads. Sorry, Rybakina leads 3-2 in the second. All right. Does it lag or is it as good as watching online? I haven't used it for. I don't watch. I haven't plugged this in and watched a DVD off it. I didn't buy it for that. I bought it for because I want to try and burn a couple of DVDs, a couple of clips of the channel onto it to have a physical copy of some of the streams. So then that way, if anything, I can always have a CD of something. But I haven't used it yet. But when I use it, I'll tell you. I had a Sony portable DVD player with a 10-inch screen back in the day. Yeah. All right, 3-2. The power goes out. Most modern technology is a no-go. Is it battery as well? I don't know. You can probably get a battery-powered portable DVD player. All right. Also, you can probably plug, if you have a power bank, you can't plug your power bank into a TV. Well, I don't think I can. Maybe you can, but I couldn't do it. Not with the ones I have. But I can plug them into my phone. I can plug them into a lot of things. But if the internet goes out and the power goes out, then you can't use your phone. Like if the reception's bad or whatever. At least you have some sort of entertainment, you know? That DVD player never will go out of production because I have about 1,500 DVDs. Cool. So you're buying all the DVD players. I bought a portable CD player at a yard sale last week for $2 just to take two AA. It just takes two AA batteries. There you go. Yeah, I found like a portable. What did I find the other day? I saw like a portable Sony cassette player recorder. It wasn't a Walkman, but It's still pretty cool. I just don't have any cassettes. I have like CDs, but that goes out by Fernandez. It's 30-15. By the way, chat, maybe you don't care about this as much, but also one of the better ways to support things, movies, artists, whatever, is actually buying stuff rather than like streaming it. Streaming it, it doesn't, like if you go down a little rabbit hole about music and the music industry, going to see a live concert of your favorite artist is probably the best way to support the artist, because I think they make the most from that, so they can, you're supporting them a lot more. But the streaming and stuff, I don't think the artists don't get much out of that compared to buying their music directly or buying their music from physical copies, or I don't know what other services you could buy them that support them more. But if you want to support your favorite artists, there's better ways to, like, streaming their music is not the best way to support them. All right, 40-15. Especially if they're like smaller artists. If they're like big superstar artists, then okay. Maybe they don't need the extra $20, whatever. But when you're talking about small up and coming artists or more niche kind of artists, then you're better off supporting them directly by buying their stuff instead of just streaming their stuff. But look, not everyone wants to do that. It's fine. You do you. You do you. All right, 4-2. Rybakina in the second. Fernandez has had some tough games the last couple of service games. As Fernandez hits the winner, 15-love. They're even losing money from concerts now. So, yeah, physical copies and T-shirts and stuff. Yeah. I saw an Australian band the other day called Bad Bangs. Bought their T-shirt and they were awesome. Nice. All right, 15-love. As the return goes in the forehand of Fernandez. Fernandez can't get it back. And it's 15-all. I bought an autographed Slipknot vinyl full album from their site, along with a bottle of their No. 9 whiskey. Nice. Awesome. All right, return goes into the backhand of Fernandez. Fernandez hits it out, 15-30. Those will be extra wastes on Earth in future. Better use online. If you know things about online, then you wouldn't. I mean, I don't know as much about it, but just because it's online doesn't mean it doesn't affect the environment. How do you think these things are powered? How do you think these things run? Do they run off nothing? Like, what do you mean? Like, it takes energy and it takes, these things are not, again, they're running off something that affects the environment in a way, if you're environmentally conscious. So just because it's online doesn't mean it's good for the planet. All right, 40-30. I mean, I think AI is having that issue at the moment, right? That it takes a lot of it's ruining the environment, not just people just not liking it, right? That it's not. Again, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% understanding of it, but I know that it's not like environmentally friendly to just use online. All right, we're back in. Fernandez holds. All right, server farms are the worst. Yeah. I mean, none of that stuff's good for the planet. Again, if you care about it, I mean, maybe you rather go online because it's more convenient, and that's fine. If you like convenience, okay, that's fine. That's okay. Convenience is great. Bandcamp goes direct to the artist, or at least their indie label. Yeah, I've heard that. I'm so happy you were covering this match. No worries. It's been a good match. It's been a very good match. But Chad, you know what? I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. You live your life however the hell you want to live your life. Do whatever you want to do in life, if it's legal, as long as it's not breaking any rules. Just live it. Just do what you want to do. Live your life. All right, we're back into serving. 4-3 in the second. Love 15. That's Fernandez. Wins the first point. Love 15. As Fernandez hits another one in love 30. A chance for Fernandez to get the break back here. All right, love 30. Autograph Swiatek ball just arrived. Nice, I have one of those. All right, love 30. As Rybakina hits a great serve, 15-30. Another race out wide. 30-all. And so we serve again. Down the tee is a fault. Second serve. Double fault. All right. Break point Fernandez to get back on serve. 30-40. As we return now from Fernandez, the back of Rybakina. Fernandez forehand again, the back of Rybakina. Into the forehand of Fernandez. Rybakina forehand. Into the back of Fernandez on the stretch. Rybakina forehand again. is a winner, and we get back to deuce. All right, we get to deuce. As Fernandez hits another winner. And his advantage Fernandez to get back on serve. Your mum now wants an Alcaraz signed ball for her birthday? That shit's hard to come by. I'm still looking for an Alcaraz signed ball. That's reasonably priced. Alcaraz stuff is so hard to find. I mean, what I'm trying to do with the Alcaraz signed tennis ball is either somehow get it signed myself, or like we were this close to doing the other 2 years ago. Or what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait until he might have a dip. He's going to be around for a while, Alcaraz, so I'm not like I need to get it tomorrow. I'm just going to wait until maybe he has a little bit of a dip in form, and then people are not as like hot on Alcaraz because right now everyone's still hot on Alcaraz, right? He might, I'm just going to wait until maybe he has like a little bit of a dip and then buy up one of something. It might be a little cheaper then, maybe. and Rybakina. Maybe. That's if he has a dip though, because he might never drop out of the top two. He might be in the top two for like 10 years. And then you got to pay a premium, but as with a forehand over Rybakina, the forehand Fernandez. Fernandez hits a winner back to deuce. We get to deuce. How big would the dip need to be? To be honest, tennis is such a fickle sport that like, if Alcaraz doesn't play well for like 3 months, that's a dip. So he doesn't even need to play bad for a year. He just needs to play bad for like a couple of months. I mean, remember post-Olympic Alcaraz last year? So many people jumped off. Alcaraz was done 12 months ago. Post-Olympics, during this time last year, he was on fire. He was hot. And then once he lost that Olympics and then he lost in Cincy, remember he lost to Monfils and everyone freaked out? And then the US Open he lost, everyone was like, he sucks. So like Alcaraz just needs to have a bad loss at a slam and people jump off him. And that's enough to probably put a lot of his stuff down like on a bit of a discount. That's how it works. Like that's how things kind of go, unfortunately. You just have a bad result at a slam and, a lot of people just like decide that you're no good anymore. So 5-3. I mean, look at Swiatek, right? Right now, she's red hot, but rewind back to Rome, and after she lost in Rome, it was like, what the hell? And she was down number 8 in the world, or even post Roland Garros. Everyone was jumping off Swiatek. But now she's back. So, it only takes, 1 or 2 bad tournaments and everybody moves on to somebody else, Until that person starts winning again, and then, whoop. All right, love 15. We're back in 1 game away from the final. Sadly, those words are true. Only as good as your last or win or loss. Exactly. As a default from Fernandez, second serve. Second serve. As a return goes in, and then Fernandez hits a lovely winner down the line. And it's 15-all. 15 all. As the return goes into the backhand of Fernandez, backhand of Rybakina. And then Fernandez hits it out. 15-30. As we default second serve. Has Fernandez with a good serve, 30 all. As the backhand into the backhand of the forehand of Fernandez, backhand now from Fernandez on the stretch. As Rybakina forehand goes in the net, and it's 40-30. 40-30. As the return goes into the forehand of Fernandez on the stretch. And Rybakina slicing the open court too easy. Hey, Davro, thank you for the membership. Appreciate it. Thanks for becoming a member. All right. We get to deuce. First serve is a fault, second serve. All right. As Fernandez gets to advantage. Advantage Fernandez. She serves a fault, second serve. As Fernandez comes in with a volley. Rybakina puts up a lob. But it goes long. All right. Fernandez holds. Rybakina is going to serve for the match. By the way, we've only had one breaker serve in this match. It's been a very high-quality serving display by both players. Only one break, which is nice. And then we've got Raducanu taking on Kalinskaya straight after this. Dadiri rolled his ankle in the trophy in a celebration when he won the title. That's crazy. I got to see that. That's crazy. I have to see it. I can't see it. Oh, hang on. So he slipped? Like he fell, he like slipped forward. Is that when he did it? Like when he fell over forward? He scuffed his arm as well. Yeah, like he fell forward. That was strange. Yeah, I mean, he didn't look too weird. It just kind of like he fell forward, and his ankle must have just like twisted his ankle when he was like falling to the ground. It's weird. All right, Rybakina serving for the win and to make the final. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As Fernandez wins the point, love 30. Love 30. He hit a winner and then rolled his ankle on championship. Yeah, it looked like when he fell to the ground, he kind of awkwardly fell. Love 30. To default second serve. And the return goes in. Fernandez with a volley. Up goes a lob by Rybakina. Fernandez volley again. Rybakina gets a forehand in the net. Love 40. All right. Chance for a break back. First break of the day if she can get it, Fernandez. Love 40. As Rybakina serves an ace. That's one. 15-40. One saved. As Fernandez hits a return out. Hey, Brent, thanks for the 23 months. 1 month away from 2 years. That's crazy. 30-40. As Rybakina serves a let. As we get a return now, goes out by Rybakina. All right, Fernandez breaks back right at the death. 5-5. First break of the day. Fernandez's dad is just having a chat to somebody in the crowd. That was... All right, 5-5. Five all. By the way, chat, A lot of talk about players and their parents coaching them. We don't give any credit to Fernandez's dad. We never say anything about him, and it's always this player and this person. They're not very good. We never talk about them. They seem to be good, fine. Everything seems to be fine. We never question. We don't give credit to the parents that do good. We always point out the parents that are, or the players are not as doing as much and not as successful. We always point about the bad, not the bad ones, but like the ones that are not working. Well, he needs to get rid of his dad. He needs to get rid of this person. Blah, blah, blah. We got to start crediting him in Shelton, right? Shelton and his dad are a great team. They're doing great things. Fernandez and her dad are great. Seems to be working. 30 Love. Casper Ruud and his dad. Yeah, that's another one. All right. 30 Love. We're going to serve again. Fernandez to try and take the lead here in the second. And the return goes in the forehand of Fernandez. Back in now from Rybakina slice. Into the back of Fernandez. She comes to the net. Rybakina pass. Fernandez volley. Rybakina forehand slice. And Fernandez volleys it long. 30-15. $30-15. $30-15. And to default, second serve. As the return goes out by Rybakina, 40-15. $40-15. Serve again. There's a fault. Second serve. As Fernandez holds, she leads 6-5 in the second. All right. 6-5 in the second. Remember, Rybakina was serving for the match like 5 seconds ago. All right. How did Gauff's dad go from being calm coach to nervous wreck who can't even watch her play? He stopped coaching her. Because he probably, again, I think, and I don't know if this has been spoken about from them, but I think Gauff's dad not being in the box is more so it doesn't get confusing for Coco. to look at her dad for advice compared to looking at the coach. Because she was so used to looking at her dad as the coach and as support that I think maybe he might have seen himself as a distraction, and maybe he can't help himself, if he was there. So I feel like he needs to get a lot of credit. Again, I don't know if they've spoken about this, but it feels like that's why he's not there in the box, because he doesn't want to distract her and doesn't want to, hurt her chances, and he'd rather take himself out of the situation and, be a nervous wreck, but not, not in front of her while she's playing, because it won't make her play any better if he's like a nervous wreck. So I think maybe that's probably why, which is smart, because so good, because I mean, so many people wouldn't think to do that. So him not being there is probably the best for her, and to have the mindfulness to do that is really good. Again, I haven't heard them if they've said any of this, but that's what it seems like. That seems like why he's not in the box, is so that she, doesn't affect her play, Whereas her mum's there all the time, and her mum never looks. She's always like, "Let's go, let's go." Whereas he might be more like, again, he might just go want to be able to tell her what she needs to fix, because that's what he was doing for so long. So I think it's a very smart thing to do for him not to be around and not affect her. Again, if you're looking at the person who is teaching you how to play tennis and they're looking nervous and agitated, that's going to make you feel a little bit like that, right? So I think that's, again, I haven't heard them say any of this, but it seems like that from the outside. 30-15, which I think is super cool, from him, to step away and get out of the coach's box to give her better, the best chance she can to win. Rybakina serves an ace, 40-15. As Rybakina serves again. Out wide, the backhand of Fernandez, and the Rybakina hits a winner. All right, tiebreak number 2. Who you got, chat? Let me know. Who's winning the tiebreak? Who wins the tiebreak? As Fernandez says the backhand Rybakina, return goes wide. 1-love Fernandez. After Wimbledon, there was an interview with Coco's mum and dad, and he said he's a nervous wreck, and that's why he stays out of the box intentionally. They're such a great example for everybody. Oh, that's awesome. Short sleeves, Cam. How is the weather in Australia? It's freezing, but I'm wearing short sleeves anyway. Forehand in line of the forehand of Rybakina. Volley from her into the backhand Fernandez. And Fernandez hits a winner. 2-love Fernandez. 2-love Fernandez. All right, 2-0 Fernandez. She gets the mini break first. As with a fault, second serve. A forehand out of the forehand of Fernandez. Backing it from Rybakina. Goes wide. Leylah Fernandez. Double mini break. 3-0. As Fernandez serves. And Fernandez hits the winner. 4-1. 4-1 Fernandez. Sorry, 4-0 Fernandez. My bad. 4-0 Fernandez. As we get a return, goes out by Rybakina. 5-0 Fernandez. Remember, Rybakina served for the match at 5-4. So don't see an ace. All right, they change ends. 5-1. 5-1. Uh, 5-1. As Rybakina gets another point with an ace. 5-2. Still Fernandez with a double mini break. She will serve to take us to a third. As Fernandez fault, second serve. Second serve. And the return goes in from Rybakina. All right, 5-3. Rybakina saves, or gets one of the mini breaks back. Still Fernandez with the mini break. As the return goes out, Fernandez got 3 set points to take us to a third. 6-3 Fernandez. All right, Rybakina serves. Fault. Second serve. Double fault. We're going 3. We're going 3. Okay. Good recovery from Fernandez. And we're going to a third. It's been a very close match. All right, we're going 3. Whew. All right. Hey, chat, look, my finger matches my jumper. That's great. All right, we're going 3. Only 2 breaks to serve for the match. 2 hours played. This is a great semi-final. They did play 3 sets in Citi last year. And Fernandez got the win, so she came back from a set down as well. All right. Emma versus Leylah on the card still? Yep. Very tight stats here. Could go either way. I agree. Oh. Anticlimactic bagel coming up. That'd be something. That would be something. Getting excited. I need a coffee. Yeah, me too. All right. And then straight after this, we've got Kalinskaya taking on Raducanu, which also it could be another epic matchup. And then the men's semis are after that. But I am not going to be here, so I will not be watching them. I hope your finger heals. Thank you, appreciate it. Hey, Victoria, what's up? Why do you think Rybakina's form has dropped off in recent times? Is it due to the coach changes or needs to change something in the game? I think it's so she's always struggled with injury, which has been a shame. So I think injuries her like she'll be on a good run and then she'll get injured, right? And I think that disruption has been part of it. But I do think this year has been mainly, especially and the end of last year too. I think it's been the off-court stuff, has been a distraction for her. But now that she's kind of got a good solid, you might not like it, but the way that things are sort of working, as far as I can tell from so far outside the box, I don't even know, this might not even be 100%, but it seems like, that Sanguinetti is the coach, but Vukov is still the coach. He is the coach that's going to the matches because Vukov's not allowed. But Vukov is still coaching Rybakina. And Sanguinetti they're he's like a silent coach, right? And he's the coach and Sanguinetti's kind of relaying the message. And they're at the tournaments because Vukov can't go. That seems to be the way that it's working, at least from a far away view. That seems to be, and it seems to be working because Rybakina's playing a lot better with that setup. But it probably took her a little bit of time. Obviously, with Goran coming in, that didn't work. But now it seems like it's kind of settled, and she's kind of, this situation has kind of worked itself out. Now, you might not like Vukov, you might, have heard things and believe those things, or whatever it is. We don't know the situation with him. We just know that he's not allowed to go to tournaments. But it seems like the whole, the team seems to be at least settled. And that's giving Rybakina better results. She's playing much better. Because that stuff is not, all over the place, One love. Because remember, Rybakina doesn't believe her coach should be suspended, And whatever you believe about, whatever your opinion of Vukov is, Rybakina wants him around and wants him there, but he has got banned. So, for her, it was a frustrating situation because, she wasn't the one who, as far as we know, wasn't the one who said, he is bad, I don't want him around. That came from outside. And the investigation came from, not from Rybakina's request. So, again, we don't know the full situation, and there's been a lot of rumors. But at the end of the day, she wants him there, but he's not allowed to be there. So, of course, it's going to be a distraction. And it's going to be an adjustment. But now it seems like with Sanguinetti there, and from what we can tell, that Vukov is still in the picture, but he's not allowed to go to the tournaments. It's this situation is better for her because she's getting better results. And it's settled. It's not a, it seems to have, settled a little bit. So it's better for her. So now she can focus on winning and playing tennis, All right, 15 love. So hopefully that answered the question. At least my outside view of it. That seems to be the way that things have gone. 30 love. As Fernandez serves again. And the return goes out by Rybakina, 40 love. As we return now, goes in the forehand of Fernandez. And Fernandez in the net, 40-15. All right, 40-15. As return goes into the back end of Fernandez. Fernandez hits long. 40-30. As Fernandez holds, and it is 1-1 in the third. By the way, again, I hate talking about this Rybakina stuff because I just don't want we don't know exactly what's going on or what hasn't gone on. And then people go on tangents and decide to go down dark roads and talk about things that are a very sensitive topic to everybody. All right, so I don't like talking about it because there's too much speculation. But as a coaching and playing situation, it seems like she's settled. It's settled. So, and that, again, I'm speculating that, well, we've seen him coaching her outside of the events. But when we get to what the whole thing was, let's not do that game. But it's not fair for anybody. It's not fair to kind of guess. And it's just be a little bit more sensitive to accusing him of what things, and just be more sensitive about the things you're saying. 40 love, because we don't know anything. And it's not a nice thing to talk about, especially when there's no proof. 40 love. There's a 4 now on the stretch from Fernandez in the net. It's 2-1. 2-1 Rybakina. In the third. It's difficult because Rybakina didn't think he did anything wrong. Yeah, but we don't know what he did. That's what I'm saying. It's none of our business, exactly. The thing is, you might have come to a conclusion where you're like, well, he did this, so therefore this. But it's we don't know anything. So to be like, oh, well, people are saying so many things about what Rybakina should and shouldn't do, and oh my God, she's stuck. And okay, that might be the truth, but we don't know anything about that, and it could be nothing. So let's just be a little more. Let's just be a little bit more sensitive to the situation, a little bit more thoughtful. Instead of just throwing out all these things like, oh, she's doing this, and because of he's this. We don't know any of that stuff. None of that is. She hasn't said anything. Nothing of that. None of that stuff has come to light or anything. So we don't know. Yeah, we've got to be careful when we talk about this stuff. It's very, not just for Rybakina's sake. I'm talking about people in the chat and other people that are here. It's not a nice thing to talk about. If and it sucks. It would be a shame if it was that, but it doesn't seem like. We haven't got any information that would suggest that if it is anything like that. But there's people in the chat here that don't want to talk about stuff, So you got to just be cautious and be careful for people in the chat. So just throwing out all these words like he's this, he's that, blah, 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 she's this, whatever. Just be mindful there's people in the chat that also are here that don't want to talk about that stuff. They don't want to listen to that stuff, It's not about Rybakina, 100% Rybakina. It's about other people here as well. 2-1 Rybakina. As the return goes in the backhand of Fernandez. Backhand of Rybakina in the net. And it's 15 love. Love. The return goes out by Rybakina. 30 love. As the return goes in the backhand of Fernandez. 4-0 from Rybakina is a winner. 30-15. 30-15. Another ace by Fernandez, 40-15. $40-15. First serve is a fault, second serve. As we're back into the open court, winner from Rybakina, 40-30. All right, 40-30. First serve is a fault, second serve. As Rybakina, sorry, Fernandez holds 2-0 in the third. I was surprised that Fekina beat Fritz. It's a good win for him. Oh, yeah. And the way he beat him was crazy. Down 5-2, came back to win 7-5. It's crazy. All right. As Fernandez wins the first point, love 15. Love 15. As we get a let. And the return goes out by Fernandez. 15-0. $15-all. As we did 30-15. Good serve by Rybakina again. As with another ace, 40-15. $40-15. $40-15. And Rybakina serves. And the return goes into the forehand of Rybakina. Fernandez forehand on the stretch. Rybakina slice into the forehand of Fernandez, who hits a winner, and it's 40-30. 40-30. Ken, what do you think Fernandez's ceiling is? Can she win a slam or top 10, or is that too far? I reckon she can make top 10, yeah. I don't know about, I mean, look, could she win a slam? She got to a final, but that was a different time, right? 2021 was a more open time, whereas it feels like the WTA is a little bit less random these days. 2025, if you look at the tournaments, a lot of the wins, there hasn't been. I mean, I'll go through the list of tournaments. 2025, consistency on the WTA is at an all-time high, or at least a high from probably a decade of randomness. Australian Open, Keys wins, right? Sabalenka in the final, two very well-known people that we'd expect. Anisimova wins Doha, and after making the Wimbledon final, that doesn't seem so random, right? Andreeva won Dubai and Indian Wells. Again, top 10 player. She beat Sabalenka in the Indian Wells final to get there as well. So, again, totally not random. Sabalenka Pegula, final of Miami. Again, totally not random. Sabalenka beat Gauff in Madrid. Paolini beat Gauff in Rome. Again, all those players are in the top 10. Gauff beat Sabalenka in French Open. Again, nothing random about that. And then Swiatek beat Anisimova at the Wimbledon tournament. So Anisimova is probably the only one out of that bunch that is kind of a bit random in 2025. But everybody else, we all expected Andreeva to go up the next level. Swiatek, Sabalenka, Gauff, Pegula, Keys. We all know about them. So could Fernandez win a slam? At this stage, it's hard to say, because I don't think that the WTA... you're going to have to beat a couple of those names to probably get a slam, right? You're going to have to beat Sabalenka or Swiatek or Pegula or Andreeva or Gauff. It's not like 2021 where most of those players lost in the first couple of rounds and there was a lot more upsets. Yeah, okay, we had a lot of upsets at Wimbledon, but still, Sabalenka, Swiatek, made the runs that they did. It wasn't as, it ended up being you had to beat, for Anisimova, you had to beat Sabalenka and Swiatek back-to-back to win, right? So Fernandez, can she do that? I don't know. Could she make top 10, though? Yeah, I think she could make top 10. I love 15. But if she can start beating players like Rybakina consistently, if she can start beating the top 10 consistently, then maybe we look at her a little bit differently and go, okay, well, if she's competing and beating, Coco Gauff or Sabalenka on the regular, or at least making it competitive on the regular, then we've got to think, well, maybe she can go to that next level and win a slam. But like I said, it's in 2025, at least this year, you have to beat, multiple players, top players to win. Unlike back in the day where it was like, you might play Gauff or you might play Sabalenka, but that'll be about it, right? I mean, look at Raducanu's US Open, right? Great run, but she didn't play any top 10 players. That doesn't seem to happen anymore on the WTA. You still have to play top 10 players. Even when you look at Vondrousova in 23 or Krejcikova in 2024 Wimbledon, they still had to play top 10 players. It wasn't like they avoided everybody. There was still a lot of top 10 players in their way. I'm just having a look here at last year's Wimbledon. So like Krejcikova, for example, not to mention Krejcikova already won a slam, so it wasn't like, she was super random. It was just an unlikely run. So Krejcikova beat Paolini, number 7 in the final. She beat Rybakina, number 4 on the way. And she also beat number 11, Collins, on the way. So, again, 3 really top players, totally different to to 2021, where, like I said, Raducanu didn't have to play, top 10 players to win the title. And Fernandez did have to beat top 10 players to make the final, but she obviously couldn't go that one better. And then against Vondi winning, she had to beat Pegula, who was number 4. She had to beat Jabeur in the final, who's number 6. And also number 12, Kudermetova on the way. So, again, she had to... It was a lot harder than it was in 2021 for Fernandez and Raducanu doing well. So, again, I feel like for us to... We're just waiting for someone in the crowd. Something's happened. We're just waiting for... if Fernandez is going to take it to the next level, she's going to have to beat top 10 players regularly, right? Which is why we knew that Andreeva was going to come good this year, or at least was going to take it to a new level, because last year she was competitive and she was beating top 10 players. So we're like, okay, well, if you can beat the top 10, then you'll eventually probably join them, right? It's very rare that players can beat the top 10, but then don't, unless you're like maybe Ostapenko. But yeah, please focus on the game. There's nothing happening because someone in the crowd is getting medical attention. So this is a great time to talk while nothing's happening. But I'll thank you for I will focus on the game once it starts again. So I think she can be top 10 though, Fernandez. I just don't know if she can win a slam unless she starts beating the top 10 consistently, more consistently. 30-15. I heard someone say that Sinner's personality gives theme park attendant. Cool. Was that a joke? It was not very funny. 30-15. As that goes out by Rybakina, 40-15. Is the problem that Leylah is physically smaller than compared to top players? No, because look at Pellini, right? Look at Jabeur back in the day, a couple of years ago. She was both shorter players. So it's not a height thing. I don't think the height matters on the WTA. I think it's just a consistency thing, Maybe a bit of confidence as well, confidence thing. 3-0. All right, backhand return into the backhand of Rybakina, and she hits a winner. 15, love. Love. As we get a fault, second serve. As the return goes in, the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina hits it out, 15-0. 15-0. As with a fault, second serve. If Leylah had a few inches on her, she would have achieved more for sure. That is not true. The correlation between height and success on the WTA is not the same as the men's side. On the men's side, yes, there is a height limit of, if you're under 6 foot, it's probably unlikely you're going to be able to beat everybody, and because you're going to get overpowered by some serves and whatever. 6'1" to 6'6" is the sweet spot. But on the women's side, there is no. Oh, you must be 5'11" to win. Like there is maybe a sweet spot. Like majority of the athletes are between this and this. But it doesn't mean that someone who's 5'4", like Pellini or even Ons Jabeur or even Barty, can't win. Like whereas on the men's side, name the last player with a 5 foot something who won a 1,000 trophy or won a Grand Slam. Maybe Leighton Hewitt back 20 years ago. So it's not the same on the women's side. Height is not a determination on your success. You don't have to be tall to win. Pellini is the best example of that in the last 12 months. Sorry, the last 18 months, right? I mean, she's been great this year too. So it doesn't matter. So if Fernandez was a little taller, okay, yeah, it might give her a little better serve or a bit more power, but it doesn't mean, it shouldn't be an excuse that she's not taller and that's why she doesn't win everything. Her height shouldn't be an excuse. You shouldn't be making that excuse that, oh, well, yeah, if she was a little taller, she'd be better. It's like, well, that's not true. She doesn't need to be taller to be more successful. You can say that about Swiatek. You can say that about anyone. Oh yeah, if Swiatek was 5'11" or 6 foot tall, she would be better. It's like, well, I don't know. The taller you get, look at Rybakina. She's 6 foot, but she's not as quick. So you might have a better serve or a bigger game, but you also lose a lot of speed. So it's not. Again, there's not a factor that and again, Pellini is the best example. You don't have to be tall to win on the WTA. You think de Minaur can win big? Well, that's the thing. De Minaur is one of the examples of someone who's 6 foot that struggles. But then Alcaraz is 6 foot, and look at him. So but he's he's the exception to the rule. But then you look at Sinner, you look at all the other guys in the top 10: Draper, Sinner, Zverev, Medvedev when he's in the top 10. Rune, I said Draper, Fritz. Right, these guys are all 6'3", 6'4". Zverev is taller. And that seems to be between 6'2" and 6'6" is where you want to be if you're on the men's side. Unless you're Alcaraz, and you can just, but he is the exception. All right, 5'4". Sorry, 4'3", my bad. We're back into trying to get it done, love 15. But anyway, I do think that Fernandez could make it to the top 10. But I don't know if she can win a slam. She just needs to... Look, obviously, anybody could win anything at any time. Things change within 12 months. We saw that with Pellini last year, right? Players can take their game to a whole new level in the span of a year. But I need to see her beating top 10 players more often to give me any sort of indication that, okay, well, Fernandez is ready to, maybe she could be a dark horse for a slam. At this stage, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't be picking her unless she wins this match and this title, and then maybe goes on and does well in Canada or Cincinnati. I wouldn't be at this stage. She's not my pick as an unseeded player to win the U.S. Open. I'd be sticking with Raducanu or Osaka, right? I wouldn't be picking Fernandez yet. But maybe after this week, she might be in that conversation. As that goes in the net from Rybakina, 30-15. How tall is Zhang? I think she's 5'11". All right, serve again. As the return goes in the forehand of Fernandez. Forehand from Rybakina. Into the back of Fernandez. Fernandez hits it out. Okay, 30-all. 30-all. Chance for Rybakina to get the break and serve this match. $30. As the return goes out by Rybakina, 40-30. 40-30. $40-30. As Fernandez serves again. First serve is a fault, second serve. Serve to the back of Fernandez. Rybakina, forehand Fernandez in the net. We get the deuce. We get to deuce. All right. Fernandez serves again. Swiatek saved you at Wimbledon. Your picks haven't been shit this year. Did you see my finger? I hurt it. See, I've got a wrapped up finger. I hurt my finger the other day. Advantage Fernandez. By the way, you don't even watch the videos if you think my predictions are shit. You haven't watched anything lately. Chat, tell that person how my predictions have been. As Fernandez holds 4-0. You don't know anything if you think my predictions have been bad this year. It had to be a joke, right? Yeah, that person was definitely joking, right? All right. Back to Rybakina, 5-5. Sorry, 4-4. 4-all. As Rybakina serves. Return goes in the corner. Rybakina in the net. Love 15. Love 15. As a serve out wide is an ace. Uh, 15-all. As a default, second serve. Second serve. As the return goes in the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina now goes out by Rybakina, 15-30. Let Swiatek forgive all sins committed by Cam during the predictions. My predictions, I have picked 4 out of the 6 Grand Slam champions before the tournament's even started this year. I'm 3 for 3 on the men's side, and I'm 1 for 3 on the women's side. Nobody picked Gauff to win Roland Garros, but I did. I picked Sabalenka at Australia, and she was so close. She was this close. Nobody picked Swiatek to win Wimbledon. I went with Sabalenka, and she was also this close to making the final. So you should watch more of the videos, so then you would know this before saying stupid things in the chat, like my predictions aren't very good. You should watch the video, so then that way you will know things. 30-all. Is it a backhand winner there from Rybakina? 40-30. Great shot from Rybakina. Not to mention on the women's side, on the semi-finals side of things, I picked 7 out of 8 semi-finalists at Roland Garros, and I think I picked 5 out of 8 at Wimbledon. So, I mean, feel free to watch the videos. 40-30. There's a return now from Rybakina. That goes wide, and it's deuce. Did I tell you I hurt my finger? All right, deuce. We get to deuce. As Rybakina too strong on the serve, advantage Rybakina. How did you miss the Boison pick? I know, right? Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe I didn't pick Boison to make the semis. That's crazy. As a return goes into the forehand of Rybakina. Backing up Fernandez to forward Rybakina. Rybakina's it out. We're back to deuce. This is a very important game. We get to deuce. We get to deuce. As the return goes in the net from Fernandez. Good serve, Rybakina. Advantage Rybakina to take the lead and force Fernandez to serve to stay in the match. All right, advantage Rybakina. As the return goes out, and Rybakina holds 5-4 in the third. Rybakina is hitting an ace and an error every other point. Yeah, it's a little bit... It's better than her first matches, though. Well, it's better than her first doubles match. Remember that? She was making so many errors. But she's serving... I mean, Fernandez is a great defender, so she's making Rybakina play a lot more shots than maybe she would have earlier in the tournament. Very evenly matched. I wonder if nerves will play a factor. We'll see. Would a third set tiebreaker be 7 or 10 points? 7 points. Only at Grand Slams it's 10 points. All right. And then, of course, we've got Raducanu coming up next against Kalinskaya. All right. All right. Here we go. Fernandez a serve to stay in the match. As the return goes out by Rybakina. 15-love. Serve again. As the return goes up into the sky and out by Rybakina. And it's 30-love. Love. Serve again. There's a bit of volley from Rybakina in the net. 40-love. All right, 40-love. As we get a let from Fernandez. It's been a great match, by the way. Great matchup. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As we get a let by Fernandez. As the return goes out, it's 5-5. Rybakina hits it wide. And Fernandez holds 5-all in the third. Fatigue makes cowards. Who will gas first? God, that is a terrible quote. You need a... That's... Did you make that up? You should change that. All right. Rybakina to serve. By the way, neither of these players look tired. So, yeah, that's harsh. I know, right? I'd expect that from some random person in chat, but from a member, that is insane. Just because you're a member doesn't mean you can just say mean shit. 5-5. It's harsh, man. That's a clownish take. Well, yeah. I don't agree with it. All right. Rybakina serves a fault, second serve. As the return goes in the net from Fernandez, 15-love. This match is why we watch WTA. Oh, this match is epic. 15-love. As a default, second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Fernandez. Return. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Forehand of Fernandez. To the back of Rybakina. Rybakina in the net. It's 15-all. Raducanu plays straight after this. Serve again. There's a fault, second serve. Second serve. Double fault, 15-30. 15-30. As a bit of fault, second serve. As the return goes in, the forehand of Rybakina. Backhand slice from Fernandez. Goes long, 40-15. Sorry, 30-all. I'm looking at the wrong scores. 30-all. 30-all. Serve again. Into the backhand of Fernandez. Return goes high. And in to the forehand of Rybakina. Fernandez slice. It's Rybakina. Backhand to the slice of Fernandez. Again, the forehand of Rybakina. Into the back of Fernandez. Fernandez in the net. 40-30. And Rybakina just a little more clutch. 40-30. Serve into the backhand of Fernandez. Forehand from Rybakina. The slice Fernandez. Fernandez in the net. All right, Rybakina holds. By the way, Chuck, can we just say that how impressive that we've only had 2 breaks of serve in 3 hours, but like the amount of games we've had, we've almost had a maximum amount of service games we could have had. Only 2 breaks of serve. Credit to these ladies for their serves. It has been a great serving display. Obviously, both have had a lot of chances, but only 2 breaks in whatever that number is. 30-something games? All right. This Rybakina's downfall is to her coach's absence or because of players have figured her out. Cool YouTuber, I feel like I've already answered your question. You were asked this already. Didn't you ask this already? Somebody already asked that and I already answered it. In detail. Just rewind. All right. Let's see if Fernandez can hold. Let's see if Fernandez can hold. All right. Fernandez serves. The return goes in the back of Fernandez. Fernandez hits a lovely winner down the line. 15-love. It was your evil twin? Okay. 15-love. Oh, no, that's okay. Don't be sorry for asking the question. I thought somebody else asked. I thought somebody already asked that. And I gave a detailed... We talked about it for like 5 minutes, so... Go rewatch the stream. 15-love. As the return goes into the forehand of Fernandez. Forehand from Rybakina to the forehand of Fernandez. So Rybakina forehand in the net. 30-love. $30-love. $30-love. $40-love, an ace from Fernandez. And we are 1 point away from the... this is a crazy... this is a crazy match. Like, the scoreline is a ridiculous scoreline. All right. First serve is a fault, second serve. I don't think it's WTA Match of the Year unless this goes like this. I don't think so because I think Eala versus Joint was a lot crazier, but that was because of the tiebreak. The tiebreak was like, 12-10, and it was the championship match. But then Swiatek Keys was also epic. So I don't think it's on that level yet. But it's a very impressive serving display by both. Like, the serving of this match has been great. As the backhand return goes in the forehand of Fernandez, but it's a let. $40, 15. And an ace out wide, all right. We're going the distance. 2 breaks of serve in the entire match. And the maximum amount of games they can play. And we're going to a third set tiebreak to finish this match, which seems appropriate because It's been that close. I'm sticking with Rybakina, but we'll see. What a scoreline. All right, Rybakina serving first. Into the backhand Fernandez. Forehand Rybakina. Into the forehand Fernandez. To the forehand Rybakina. Fernandez backhand slice. Rybakina goes with a forehand again to the backhand of Fernandez. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Fernandez forehand to the backhand of Rybakina. Into the forehand of Fernandez. Again, the backhand slice. Rybakina goes wide. 1-love Fernandez. Fernandez takes the first point of the tiebreak. It means only first to 7. First to 7 in this one. Only Grand Slams are the final set tiebreak is 10 points. Super confusing. But it is what it is. All right. One. As the return goes into the forehand of Fernandez. Forehand of Rybakina to the backhand of Fernandez. Again, the forehand of Rybakina down the line. Fernandez gets on the stretch. Into the forehand of Rybakina as Fernandez back in the rally. And hits a winner. 2-love. To Fernandez. 2-0 Fernandez. Two zero. Serve again. There's a bit of fault from Fernandez. Second serve. Second serve. As a return goes in with a backhand from Rybakina. Fernandez backhand to the forehand of Rybakina on the stretch. Goes wide. 3-love Fernandez. 3-love Fernandez. Three zero. All right. Only one mini break, though. Only the 1 mini break. All right. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Serve in the backhand of Fernandez. Backhand of Rybakina. The forehand of Fernandez on the stretch. Rybakina back into the net. 4-love Fernandez. This is like the second set tiebreak again. 4-love. 4-0 Fernandez. As the return goes backhand to the forehand of Fernandez. Forehand from Rybakina. As Fernandez puts up a lob. Bounce smash Rybakina. She puts it away. 4-1 Fernandez. Fernandez. All right, 4-1. As we had a forehand now down the line to the forehand of Rybakina. Fernandez forehand. Cross-court winner, 5-1. Fernandez 2 points away. 5-1. Fernandez. What a comeback. Remember, Rybakina served for the match in the second set. (5-1) Fernandez. Rybakina needs something. Maybe a little luck. Maybe some great shots. She needs something. Fernandez serves. Her serve's a fault. Second serve. Serve. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Good return. Fernandez in the net. With a backhand. And it's 5-2 Fernandez. Rybakina gets one of the mini breaks back. (5-2). As we get a fault from Rybakina, second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Fernandez. Return. Goes out. 5-3 Fernandez. 5-3 Fernandez. (5-3). Rybakina serves a fault. 3 hours and 10 minutes, by the way, this match. Second serve. Into the body of Fernandez. Return goes in the front of Rybakina. Rybakina hits it out! 6-3 Fernandez. To put herself in the final and knock out Rybakina. In an epic match. 6-3 match points. Fernandez. 2 on her serve as well. (6-3 Fernandez. Fernandez with a serve. Is a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand. Rybakina. Return goes back to Fernandez. Rybakina forehand is out! Fernandez wins! And she's into the final. Knocks out Rybakina in a very long and close match. It doesn't get much closer than that scoreline. Only 2 breaks of serve for the entire match, which were both in the second set. And Leylah Fernandez clutches it in the third set tiebreak. GG's. What a great match. What a great match. All right. And Fernandez in the final. And we'll find out who she's going to play because we've got Raducanu taking on Kalinskaya next, which is also could be an epic. It's got a good matches, good lineup of matches today. US Open rematch could be on. It could be. It could be. Great win for Fernandez. Tough loss, though, for Rybakina because she did serve for it in the second. So, you know, for her, it was definitely a missed opportunity. She should have closed, especially with her serve. She probably should have closed it out. So that's a tough one, but great for Fernandez. What a win. Schedule's out for Montreal. Is there anything happening tomorrow? Is there anything to watch? Is anything worth watching tomorrow? Oh, Montreal is the ladies tournament, right? Let me check. Is it on the website or where? Oh wow, yeah, there are some epics tomorrow. Okay. Oh, tomorrow's a good day a very good day. Yeah, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow, all the good first rounds are tomorrow. The only first round match that's not being played is Osaka, but tomorrow is crazy. Tomorrow's a crazy day. It sucks that we got the finals of these as well, but yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be crazy. All right. Now we got the second matchup. Kalinskaya taking on Raducanu. So jump on over here and talk amongst yourselves. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. But great win for Fernandez. Takes out Rybakina in a very close three-setter. Over 3 hours played. And she's into the final. And we're going to find out who she's going to play next.